All right, I'm going to use the bolted on motorcycle bike rack for the first time. I've kind of got it laid out the way I'm going to set it up. I've got to bring the slide in. The way my trailer is, I have to bring the slide in to get it out of the way. You'll see as I get it hooked up. But I'm going to bring the slide in. I'm going to get it hooked up. And this is going to be the first trip. It's going to be 180 miles from point A to point B. Not the smoothest road by any means. So I'm going to have 3 motorcycles and 2 mountain bikes. I have enough connections for 4 motorcycles. So that'll be the 3 motorcycles, 1 of the mountain bikes, and then the other one I'm just going to strap to the bar. We'll see if it holds up. So let's see how it works. Okay, after I've got it all bolted down, it does feel really secure when I shake it around, but when I'm ready to pull the bikes in, I will fine-tune the placement of the attachments. But it feels pretty good. I mean, it's not cheap by any means, but you know, if you've got some nice equipment and you want to keep it standing upright, it's worth the expense if it works. I did have an episode where I didn't have this, and I had my Harley bolted in back here, and this floor is so thick, the front wheel kind of made its way out, and it ended up kind of resting on the straps, kind of held it in place, but it was resting on its foot peg, and the peg did gouge the floor a little bit, and the bike was okay, but that kind of led me to look for other alternatives, and this is what I came up with, or what I found, so I'll fine-tune it and we'll get the bikes in. Okay, I got the mountain bikes in. So I had this part already for another motorcycle, but I didn't have another one for a 5th bike, so I just used a bungee, hopefully to keep it from moving side to side. So let's hope that stays in place. But it's a mountain bike. It's made to be trashed, and it's my wife's bike, so I don't really care about that one. Hope she's not watching this. Okay, the morning of the trip, I'm just double checking all the straps. As you can see, I've got some rags kind of where straps are touching some of the bikes. Just want to make sure there's no rubbing damage. I kind of, maybe I need to adjust a couple of these and try and get the bikes a little bit more apart. But I think it'll work pretty good. They seem to be pretty secure. So we'll give it a shot. All right, the moment of truth. They're all still standing. Everything's still upright, standing. Hope nothing's rubbing together bad. All looks okay. Seems to be riding well. All right, about 360-mile round trip on probably some of the bumpiest highways that you're gonna see. That unless you get to something that's not paved, and it appears that they all stayed upright, which is good. Motorcycles and mountain bikes. A couple little things I learned I'll show you here in a second. So everything rode very well. The bike stayed upright. It was all very sturdy. The only downside were these little pads that go under the towers. Fell off, didn't even make it through day one. But so I did put some rags underneath the towers just to protect the floor. You know, if we had maybe that rubber coated floor and that a lot of toy haulers have, we'd have probably been okay, but I'll probably just keep some rags handy to throw underneath those towers each trip. So next weekend, I'm probably just going to take one bike, so I'll just put one of those. Those work very well. You can just roll the bike up on, and the bike will stay upright without you hanging on to it, so you can get your straps in. I like those. That works well to push the middle bike back a little bit. The handlebars hit from the dirt bike to the street bike just because they're completely different configurations, but if you had all three dirt bikes, that would work perfectly. The bars would clear, but for what we're doing, it works great. I think in the next time I'll slide these out a little bit more. I had plenty of room between the handlebar and the wall, so I'll slide it out a little bit more to separate the outside bikes from the inside bike. So otherwise, I highly recommend them. They're not cheap, but they do what they're intended to do, and hopefully we'll get a lot of years out of it.